right. We're live.
Ready to go.
Yeah. We're going to give everybody just a few minutes to have an opportunity to join in. So we'll give everybody probably like 2 minutes and then we'll get started. Are you excited?
Oh, this is great. What a platform to take your thoughts and directly communicate with people.
Yeah. Well, thank you for taking time to do it today for sure. Um, so we're really excited. Really, really excited. We'll give everybody probably like, what do you say, 1 minute?
You the boss.
Okay, we'll give everybody like a minute to get on and then we'll get started. But thank you for everybody that's here so far for joining. We have a really special guest today, and we've got lots of questions that have come in, and we're just really excited to share some of this info. So we'll give everybody just a few more seconds and then we'll get started.
And you asked me that question. Am I ready? One of the first advice for everybody is always listen to the women in your life.
That's a good.
And your
good.
life will be happy.
Say it one more time. Okay, good. I see some people coming on. So we're going to go ahead and get started. My name's Micah. I'm with It Crowd Marketing, and we are so excited. We have a very special guest today with us. This is Dr. Bharat Sangani. He has an amazing program, a mentorship program that is going live in November, and it's called Life is a Business. And over the last week, we've asked some of you viewers to send us some questions in that you would like to ask Dr. Sangani. I call him Doc, so if you hear me say Doc, that's who I'm talking to. But before we jump into your questions, Doc, for you, I'd really love for you to share the heart behind Life is a Business for everybody.
Micah, as you know,
Sorry, I couldn't hear what you said. Oh, Siri's wanting in on it.
Yeah.
Too. That's okay. Keep going.
Like we have talked before, I came to this country with $10.45 in my pocket, like a lot of immigrants have come. And then life has been very kind to me. And throughout this process, I've accumulated multitudes of experiences. And those experiences have really taught me that the ultimate goal of life is happiness. Yeah. Now, happiness, everybody knows and everybody defines differently. What I have tried is I've taken the word happiness and given an objective definition to it. And that's where I came with the product, Life is a Business, Business is Life. I think we should not distinguish everything we do into separate buckets. Just be who you are and have the same principles that guides you in personal life, same in the private life, same in the public life, same in the business life. And right. That's the program, Life is a Business. It's a quest of finding a purpose for life and defining the purpose and then accomplishing it.
Yes. How long have you been working on this program?
The concept probably started 30 years ago.
Wow.
And then just lots and lots of reading, meeting lots and lots of people, and examining my own life. Yeah. And ultimately trying with friends and family, and then suddenly people started saying, what you're saying makes sense. Yeah. Because what you are saying is very simple. I like simplicity. I don't like complexity in anything in life. Life has to be simple. Yeah. And so it has grown over the past few decades.
Yeah, we're really excited. We're very excited to be a part of it. The mentorship, again, it's called Life is a Business. It goes live in November. So make sure you're following all his social media channels and getting all of the information updated. And if you haven't signed up for his newsletter or what we call Thought of the Week, make sure you do that because it's very inspirational and it just makes you want to be better. So we're really excited for that. We are going to jump into some questions. A lot of people have sent some really great questions. Are you prepared? You ready for this?
I'm going to give my best shot. This is what I've been doing for the past few decades, so I don't know it'd be any different.
Awesome. Okay, so first question up comes from Matthews in Dallas, Texas. His question was, what are your thoughts for anyone who wants to do a startup business in the year of 2020?
So Matthew, this is a very good question. The first point I would like to tell everybody, do not do a startup unless you have enough wealth behind you. If you're going to put your last dollar, then I would strongly recommend think 10 times, 15 times, 100 times. And the reason I say this is because most of the startups fail. Startups are ideas, and ideas are great. Implementation is different.
Yeah.
The real world is different. So, having said that answer, having said that first, the startup area right now is generally that needs to be scalable. It needs to be digital, and it needs to have the least number of people involved in it with the least amount of capital expenditure that you can afford to. And there are different ideas, and once you understand our program, we'll be able to help you with that. But these are the basic requirements for doing a startup in 2020.
No, that's great. That's great. This is a fun question that came through. They didn't leave a name, it's anonymous, but she said, how do I lose 100 pounds as fast as possible?
It's a great question again. Remember one thing, you didn't gain 100 pounds as fast as possible either.
That's good.
And anything that is drastically changing your body is not going to accept it. And I think this is where, and I'm a little bit digressing from the question that was asked. Let us not make it a goal to lose weight in a given time. That just doesn't work. And we are working against the body. There are two players when you lose weight. It's you and the body.
Right.
Now, you can decide what you want to do, but you don't control the body. You will set yourself up for failure if you're going to decide what the body is going to do. So my short answer is the fastest way to get the 100 pounds loss. Actually, the question is, what is the best way to lose 100 pounds?
Right.
And then that, in my mind, is a very proper question, and that can first and the foremost is diet program. Right. And then there's not enough time to go over all the details today, but certainly high protein, low carbohydrates, low salt, associated with regular exercise, and calorie content to be markedly reduced. In my 30,000 feet suggestion is about 800 calorie diet ultimately helps you lose somewhere around a pound a day. So just think about it. If you take 1600 calories, then it will be according to that. So first determine what you are going to proceed with, and then don't keep measuring your weight all the time because you don't control that. Follow the process with somebody who is knowledgeable, who has done that before, which is what our program is, which is going to stay with you to help lose your 100 pounds, 200 pounds, or 10 pounds, whatever we need to lose.
Right. No, that's great. And if you're not familiar with the program yet or haven't seen everything that's been posted, Life as a Business is about the 3 keys to happiness. It's wealth, health, and wisdom of relationships. So that would fall into the wealth category. So that's really good. Thank you for that. So Derek in California would like to know, what is wisdom of relationships?
That's a kind of a catchphrase, wisdom of relationship. We believe that you may have 5,000 contacts in your address book. Micah may have 7,000 in the address book, and I may have 1,000 contacts in my address book. But what really matters is how many can truly make you permanently unhappy.
Right.
If you take that list, I almost guarantee you most of us will have less than 20 people who can make us permanently unhappy. And these are generally the spouses, the partners, the children, the parents, the business partners, important vendors, political situations, relationships, all those things. And this is what can make you unhappy permanently. And I'm not talking about you're driving on the street and somebody honks behind you, you get upset, but you're going to forget that in 10 minutes. That's what I'm talking about. But these people who truly can make you unhappy, the Wisdom of Relationship course teaches you how to prevent them making you unhappy. And that's the whole course is all about, is the wisdom of relationship.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. It's amazing. We do have some people sending in some questions, so I'm actually going to jump to this one. Haley in Tennessee would like to know, I want to retire at 65. What should I have in line to do so?
It is important that I first know what your age is. Just think about power of compounding. If you don't know the power of compounding, then you just take 72 divided by the percent interest or return we're going to generate, and that's what is going to take to live. So let us just, for argument's sake, since I don't know your age, we'll just assume certain things. We just say you will need $100,000 a year to live. Then what we say, okay, if I have $100,000 to live, how much money do I have today? So if you have $1 million today in your hand, that means you need to produce 10% return every year, and then that will produce the 100,000. So our course will help you with that. Our course will first help you determine what amount of money you would need, counting inflation, which is not much right now, but in certain time and age, it will be very important. And then our course will take you back and say, what do you have now? Right. And what do we need to do from there to here, so the return on those investments will produce enough income so you can live forever with that money coming in. And at 65, you'll get some social security and other things. So we need to put all of these things together and then come up with that formula.
So do you think the wealth part of this program, sometimes a lot of that can be overwhelming. So do you think that this is a very easy step for you to help people once you have all the information?
Very true. In fact, I was having a meeting this morning, and the person I was talking to was really impressed how we are defined wealth. Yeah. And she told us that they've never seen this definition. Wealth, in everybody's mind, is make more money. That's not the definition of wealth, how we look at it. Right. We look at wealth as learning to live within your means. And on top of that, learn how to expand those means so you can have a better lifestyle.
Right.
And this is exactly falls into that. This particular individual is asking us these questions. We're going to figure out what are her means today or his means today, and let us design a lifestyle that meets it. And then whatever else she or he may have, you can come up with an investment program that will sustain it and make it better as time goes.
No, it makes sense. It's very simple. That's something I love about this program. Let me jump to Hope. Hope is in Fort Worth, Texas. She said, what are your suggestions on creating a healthy work-life balance?
It's very simple. As I said, life is a business, business is a life. You should not differentiate between work and home or the balance. It needs to be balanced to begin with. The definition should mean it is balanced. Then how do you do it? The first and the foremost important part in your life is health, health, health. So any balance, it should start with health. Now, there are morning people and evening people and night people and other kind of people who like certain times. I'm a morning person. I like to get up and I get the health part out of it. I use a specific equipment called tonal. By the way, I don't have any ownership in tonal. But it's a trainer for you, 24/7 available to you at a very reasonable cost. And then I do either swimming, running, bicycling, etc., etc. But I get it out of my life. And so my life is balanced. I'm not living balanced over a longer period of time. My balance starts with health. Once you got the health under control, then you need to look at nutrition. So now you decide what time you're going to eat, and then you manage that time. And then rest of the time, you just pick your priorities, and then that's how you manage the balance.
Yeah, a lot of people say there's no such thing as your life and business balance. And I think it's just like what you were saying, it has to be balanced all across the board.
And I think you and I have talked many times before. My dear friend, Dr. Jagdeep Shah, when I was in my medical school, he gave me one very important lesson. And that lesson was, a lot of people say, I'm going to work all I can right now and I'll enjoy some other time. Right. And some people say, well, I'm young, let me just have fun and then I'll make money later. What my Dr. Shah told me is that the life has to be lived simultaneously. You cannot prioritize one over the other. You got to just continue doing everything together. And the best thing I always tell people is when you wake up in the morning, think this is the last day of your life and how you would have lived the last day of your life. And I think it automatically brings the fragility of life in your mind. Suddenly the balance, the thinking, all of these things will come in.
Yeah, no, that's really, really good. Really good. You ready for another question?
Sure.
Kelsey from Dallas, Texas wants to know, what is your number one tip for being a successful entrepreneur?
First, you need to define, are you designed for entrepreneurship or not? So we have a program on our website. I think Micah is going to make it available, where you can check whether you fit in the entrepreneurship mode or not. If not, you can't. So my first recommendation is go take that test and to figure out whether you are or not. But in a nutshell, it all depends on A, how much money you have, B, how much time you have, and 3, do you enjoy managing people?
Right.
And last is the risk profile. So these 4 things you need to first assess where you fit in that mode, and then you decide whether you truly are designed to be an entrepreneur, or you're just going to be in that large stack of people who took the last dollar they had, they put their house on mortgage, they took the money from the friends and family, and they have nothing to show for. And I really don't want you to be in that position. And let's think before we act. I rather measure twice than and cut only once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's really important to have, somebody like yourself speaking into these people's lives to help them figure out what it is that they're trying to do. There's not a program out right now that I know of that takes the time to walk you through, asks you the questions, and sets you up for the success that it's needed. So that's a part of the wealth part of it, correct?
That is correct.
Awesome. Brandon from Dallas, Texas wants to know, how do you stop yourself from spending more money than before when you get a raise or a bonus?
I think this is the problem of about 90+% of people in the United States. We, for some reason, have a habit of carrying that little card, and we call it a credit card. I don't know that I really like that word. I think it should be a destroyer card than the credit card. People who are managing their money that way, either they need to have a limit on the credit card they can spend. I think the moment you put limit on the credit card that you spend, it wouldn't matter, because there are not many ways you can spend money mechanically. You can either cash, so don't keep any cash in your pocket, 0, unless whatever absolutely needed. Then you do 20. You'll be probably amazed. I'm telling you, all my life, rarely I have carried more than $20 in my pocket. Only when you go out of town, I probably carry $300-400 in my pocket. So if you only have $20 in your pocket, how much can you spend? Then checkbook. You can write a $100 million check.
Right.
It's going to be no good, right? And with credit card, get a credit card which has a limit if you have to have it. But if you are measuring your dollars every day, you better not to use credit card whatsoever and just use it when you need it. That's the best way to not spend.
Yeah, growing up, my mom said that it was always important to get one credit card to never close, never overspend, but to leave it going so it helps build your credit. I'm like you, I don't carry cash. If I carry cash, I'm spending it. I'm either giving it away or I'm spending it. So I think that's really important to know.
Well, that's what our program is about, right? Yeah. We are simple people. We are simple thoughts. We have simple ideas. And we want to do simple things. Yeah. But ultimately, when it's all put together, it creates a brand called happiness. It creates a brand called life is a business. And that's what we are here for.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this program. Let me get into a little bit of the happiness since we're talking about it. This question comes from Lindsay in South Dakota. It says, is depression running more rampant, or are doctors handing out happy pills more readily?
Again, we have created a society where we need instant gratification. And when we don't, we get seriously sad about it, and we call it depression. If I have to give a 30,000 feet answer to this question, I think it's probably a combination of both. I think on one side, as we are evolving into this technology world, our expectations are going so high. And when we fail the expectations, then you start getting the signs of depression. On the other hand, on the doctor side, patients want instant gratification.
Yeah.
they go and say, doctor, give me something to feel better. So I don't know that I completely fault the doctors in that position, but partly the doctor is made to prescribe you some medication. So it's a combination of both.
Right, right. We've got a couple of minutes for a couple more questions, and I know somebody just sent one in, and it's actually a really good question. This comes from Stevie from Florida. She wants to know, what is the best way to build generational wealth?
Generational wealth is a very important topic. The best way to build it is, if you have children, don't let them have access to it more than what they need in the initial phases of life. Second, only invest in areas that builds over generations. And real estate is a good example. Good trophy assets will do that. So wise investments and wise choice of how much access to your children or whosoever you're going to give the money to will have. I'll share my personal story. And I know we don't have a lot of time, but I would love both my children to be together forever. So what we have decided, and they know already now, that they will have everything. It doesn't matter who makes what money. They will always divide the money, the income 50-50. And they don't have to stay together if they don't want to. But guess what happens? The moment they say we are not in this together, there will be a third party who will come in. They will dispose of all the assets we have, Smita and I have built over a period of time. 70% of will go to the charity, and the 30% will be divided between them 15-15. So here it is. You want to fight, you get 15%. If you don't fight and learn to work with each other, both of you have 100%. And that's my way of creating generational wealth. Hopefully they will do the same thing with their children, and the wealth will continue to multiply.
Right. What does Nelly say about that?
No, they're happy.
Yeah?
They're actually happy. Their bond between Nelly and Nikki has become stronger because they know they don't have a choice but to figure it out. What we have done in America is we have given too many optionalities.
Yeah.
And that makes it very easy for us to break relationships. We got to take relationships seriously.
Yeah, no, it's good. Somebody made a comment and wants to know when you're starting your podcast. So tell them we're working on it. We're working on it. Last question, and then take your time on it. Don't feel rushed or anything. But the last question comes from Caroline in South Dakota. They want to know, when do you invest in your organization, knowing that it is a stretch maybe financially, and when do you hold back and stack your resources?
This is probably the problem of most businesses. They go bust. We always, or almost always, throw good money after bad money. This is very true for startups. That was the first question we answered. This is very true when we are attached with our business emotionally. No mother is going to say the child is ugly. And that's what happens with us. We create these businesses.
Right.
And we are never going to see that. Just give you an example. I can create a great product that will make my skin red overnight. And I'll say, what a great product. Red color wouldn't be great if I started looking red in the morning. I have to think about Micah. I have to think about the rest of the world. The rest of the world doesn't want to look red. It doesn't matter how great a product it is. It's not going to sell. So we have to be realistic. So the answer to that question is, the moment somebody tells you, you need to go to a mentor and say, this business is not realistic. That's the moment you either need to stop spending $1 on that business, stop a good dollar after a bad dollar, or take the advice of a mentor who will now guide you what to do to get out of the hole. And that's what the mentorship program is all about.
Right.
This is what we are going to do for people over a period of decades. And I hate to give away my age, but I have to, because I have to tell people that I got accumulated decades and decades of experiences. I'm not a very smart guy. I think I'm average or slightly above average individual, maybe at best. But what I have is I have experiences galore. Yeah. And that I can give it to people, share it with people, and I can advise them what they should not do. And guess what? If you start doing what you should not do, that doesn't leave much. Then only thing to do is what you should be doing.
Yeah, no, it's good. I'm gonna ask you one more question.
Now you said that was the
I
last
know,
one.
just one more because this one's really good.
All these women are like this in my life. This never ends, but that's okay.
Just one more.
They also make it happen for me.
With everything that's going on in the world right now, a lot of the noise that's happening, a lot of negativity and things like that. This person, this is Lindsay, and she wants to know, how do you stay present with the addiction of the noise that's happening right now in our society?
This is probably, you call it fake news, you call it influencing news, you call it this or that. At the end of the day, keep life simple. Mm. You don't need to fall into all these traps. Let the things come and see what affects you. And I'm generally not a selfish guy. At the same time, I'm the most selfish. Now you say, what are you talking about? Mm. I'm talking about a definition of selfish saint. And that's what you want to be when all these things come. When things come to you, think what is going to impact you. Right. And then make decisions accordingly. Why are you worried about something that doesn't impact you at micro level? That there are people, there are politicians, there are large companies, there are people who need to take care of the world. But you and I first need to take care of ourselves. First we need to take care of our friends and family. So think, how is this going to impact me? Am I wasting my time reading this news, thinking, dissecting whether it is right or wrong? If it doesn't impact me, don't worry about it.
Right. There was somebody that just asked before we start in, it's coming up on the live feed right now, but it says, how do we get into your mentorship program?
So this young woman who is sitting right beside me has been promising me to get this thing going for the last 5 years.
He's fibbing.
No, she has done a fantastic job. And maybe you are the better.
Yeah. So the mentorship program is going live in November. Like we said at the beginning, make sure you're following his social media platforms. Go check out the website, bharatsangani.com. We'll make sure we put it somewhere in the comments for you to see it. But in November, you'll be able to see the courses page, and you'll be able to apply for the courses page and be able to apply for the Life as a Business. So that's really, really important. Go check out the website. Make sure you're following everything. Again, the thought of the week is really awesome. It just gives you a little bit of that inspirational kick for the week. So yeah, it'll be November. We're saying November 1st, but it'll be live in November. We're really excited. Before we close out, Doc, what would you tell somebody that is watching this later on or right now or anything? What would you tell them? Maybe they're feeling a little discouraged. Maybe they're not sure if this is something for them, and they just need a change. Like, what would be your word of encouragement for them?
Rome wasn't built in a day. Mm. Do not expect things to change at your time interval. Things will change when things want to change. All you can do is the best you can do. And if you go to the Hindu culture and Gita, it clearly says, our job is to do our job. We don't control results. The moment you let go the results control and say, I'm going to do the best I can, whatever happens, that's what destiny designed for you. Right. Let go the absolute definition that I am the one who failed and I am the one who succeeded. That's not you. Only thing you are responsible is what you can do today. Right. And just concentrate on every single day. What is your job today? What is the best you can do? And if you've done the best you have, salute to you.
Yeah. And I can attest that personally, I've known this man for, several months now. And just listening and watching and being engulfed in the environment, it makes you want to do better for yourself and for the people that you love. So we're really excited to have you as our client, but we're very excited for the mentorship program to go live. Make sure you're following his emails. Go onto the website again. It's bharatsangani.com. We'll put that in there, and make sure you subscribe to his emails. That is something that will give you a lot of the information. It'll keep the timing, dates, everything you need to know will be there. So make sure you do that. Thank you. Thank you for today, and thank you for just spending time with us and just giving us your wisdom and just speaking life into other people. I know I appreciate it. I know people watching it appreciate it. And yeah, we're looking forward.
You made it happen. Your company has done a great job for me.
Thank you.
love to see more of you and your company and the viewers. I don't know everything. I said that from the beginning. This is an experiment. I've accomplished happiness in my life and I want to share it with you. I'm not perfect. I want you to help me become perfect. I will help you become perfect. This is a new program. There will be things that may or may not be exactly the way it should be or it will be, but I need your input. I need you as my partner. Yeah. And then together we'll make it better for the next generation. This is a generational thing. We are trying to show the world the ultimate purpose of life. And I invite you, challenge you, and then beg you to join in this journey that I have started.
Yeah. And we're going to go live again. Is that okay? Not today, but I'd like to go live in a week or two. Would that be awesome with you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, great. Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for just spending time with us. And thank you for your questions. Your questions were amazing. And we're excited to talk again. And we'll see you in the next couple of weeks, Doc. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, man. Everybody have a great day. Tell them something fun, Doc. Be like, bye.
Are you going to stay here for lunch?
Bye, guys. Yay. Good job.